Hi guys, Mark Alessi here, your spiritual bestie. I just heard that, it's funny. But anyways, I wanted to talk about vibration, right? Because everyone talks about vibration. So if you're like in religion and Christianity, they always say God said, let there be light. Light is kind of like a photon, which can be on a frequency. Now, if you understand quantum physics, they say that reality unobserved is a wave interference, which is basically like a wave. And what collapses that wave is a consciousness. So in a sense, we could say that the natural state of reality is a vibration. Quantum physics says that let there be light, so we know everything is vibration. Because it's everything's vibration, we can sense other people's vibration. We can kind of scan them, our gut feelings, because we can kind of tune into them. We're kind of like radio signals. But when you understand everything's vibration, you understand when they were saying like heaven is high and hell is low, they weren't talking about literal places. They were talking about different vibrational frequencies. A great analogy of this is if you think of like oceans and like fish in the sea, right? So the fish on the really, really bottom look grotesque and they look all deformed, right? Because they don't have access to the upper world or the light. But fishes on the surface look more beautiful and they have different colors because they're a better reflection of the sun or the light. So that's kind of like how it is in our reality, where based on our vibration and frequency, we can tap into the lower dimensions, which would be more like hellish or more dark, and it's not connected to Ansafor or Allah or the God. So it's a little bit darker. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just lower frequencies. The higher frequencies would be a little bit more angelic, or higher frequencies more beautiful, more in tune with God because their frequency is higher. Nothing's wrong. There's light and dark. It's just different frequencies. But your reality and your experiences of that frequency and your environment, right? Because your vibration is your environment, will be based on your consciousness. So if your consciousness is negative or like negative or bad, your environment is going to be more on that lower vibrational frequency. So the way you want to have a better life is you want to change your consciousness, and that's why you need to pray. So praying is basically like affirmations. You're basically indicating or saying to God what you want, and therefore put an intent, because remember, thoughts create reality. And if our logic can make the wave interference collapse, then we have to make sure our consciousness is positive. So you're going to do that by being positive. In Islam, they say that women should pray 5 times a day, and I can understand that. For my journey, I pay like maybe 100 times a day. No kidding, I do. But that, I think, really helped me to keep my frequency high. So every time I was low, I would just pray for strength, for guidance, for confidence. And what I was doing, I was maintaining my frequency higher. And then as I was connecting that frequency with the upper world, I made a connection with the upper world. So praying is like that. It's kind of like affirmations. You're tuning yourself to a higher frequency. And you can kind of see this in modern days while they try to create war, because they know that there's awakening. So they try to bombard us with lower frequencies. So all you have to do is raise the frequency to help balance everything. So that's my videos. Peace.